Hey guys, how's it going? This is Sal117 and welcome back to my channel. I apologize I haven't done videos for a while. I'm just like, I don't know what it is, like every time it's spring I just feel more depressed because of how shitty the weather always is and how quickly everything gray and dark becomes. But also I wanted to, if you guys already know, I'm going to France next week for another project, but it's not an Erasmus Plus project. It's gonna be something completely different. So if you guys are wondering why I'm not making videos for a while, is because of that. And I will be back from France at 9th of November 9th. If I said that correctly. Sometimes saying some words in English can be difficult. But anyways, let's go back in topic. You guys all voted and you guys wanted me to talk about my experience with my PS Vita. As you guys know, I did a video not too long ago, a few months ago, talking about I got my PS Vita. And I freaking love this console. Like, PS Vita is just like one of the best handheld consoles I ever had, and especially when I jailbroken it or started modding it. Like, for example, the PSP. I do own the PSP. I'm gonna keep it just for because of the memory of the console, what it meant so much to other people. This is the 1000 model, not the 3000 model, but still, it's the same console. But the PSP was a revolution. For those who don't know, the PSP or the PlayStation Portable, as in well known in other places, it was a revolutionary handheld console. I'm sorry, my camera is not focusing, man. Oh my god, that is just annoying. As you guys don't know, the PSP was a revolutionary console, and this console was amazing. Like, if you guys don't know, Sony originally, like, this console was just more than a gaming console. It could read movies, TV shows, whatever, and it was more than just a gaming console. But overall, this console was like a contender between the Nintendo DS or the Game Boy Advanced, and it still sold well, not as well as the like Nintendo handheld consoles, but still sold well because Sony wanted to make a gaming console that can actually like play similar games to the same type of quality as the PS2. For example, GTA Liberty City Stories, Tekken Dark Resurrection, Ratchet & Clank Says Matters, and many other games like it. But the problem always was with the PSP is the fact that, as you guys can see, it only has one analog stick. And for some reason they couldn't add a second analog stick when they made future releases for the PSP, despite the fact that there's literally space right here to put a second analog stick. So yeah, I haven't touched my PSP for a while, but that's because I've been playing my PS Vita. And this is still one of the best investments I got. I bought the 2000 model, and I haven't put the screensaver yet. I'm gonna put it later on today after this video maybe. But the PS Vita was another handheld console Sony released during the PS4's launch, I think, and it did not do well because Sony did not give a single fuck about this console, and because of that, the console did not do well. But years later, the console is getting more and more recognition around the globe, and also the reason why the PS Vita is still holding on even to this day is because of the Japanese market. People in Japan still love this console, I believe, and still play it even to this day. So there are still some indie games that are being released for the PS Vita, so that's why the PS Store for the Vita and the PlayStation 3 haven't been shut down yet, because people still supporting these consoles even to this day. And if And if Sony shuts down the PS Store, things are not gonna end well, because you guys know how modern gaming market is being happening, and it's not looking way too good. And as you guys see, 2 analog sticks finally for the PlayStation Portable. Well, it's a PS Vita, but you know what I mean. So I'm gonna turn it off and shove off the gimmicks that the console has. Now, if you guys don't know, I highly recommend buying a screensaver and attaching it to this console, because the PS Vita really does need to use a touch screen. It uses a touch screen functionality. And if you don't use the touch screen, you won't be able to turn on the console or turn it off. So yeah, I think Sony kind of went overboard with the whole touch screen gimmick. I know they wanted to show off the technology, but as you guys can see, I open it up and I'm using the Batman the Animated Series like background music, you know, the theme. And as you guys can see, touch screen. You can still use the D-pad to move around stuff, but the touch screen is just a much faster way to navigate everything. But like I said, I highly recommend if you buy the console, I also highly recommend buying a screensaver, so the screen doesn't get dirty or scratched up or broken. So yeah. Like I said, I haven't installed it yet. I tried to buy a brand new one because some dust or whatever was sticking out and made some of the cutscenes look weird in the game. But overall, this console, especially when you jailbreak it, is just a masterpiece, man. Like as you guys see, as you can see, I have tons of games for the system. If the camera is gonna focus, Little Big Planet, Killzone Mercenary, Mortal Kombat, Rayman games, Ninja Gaiden Plus, Minecraft, Metal Gear Solid 3, Sly Cooper games. I haven't downloaded the third game yet, but hopefully I will do it soon. And many others. And this console was just something else. Of course, people are gonna ask, why don't you have GTA San Andreas? Why you don't have Dead Space Mobile? Blah 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 blah. And the reason for that is I don't know how to download mobile games on the console. Like, I tried so many times. I've been looking at YouTube tutorials, and it hasn't been working out as of yet. Like, if you guys know actual good tutorials for YouTube tutorials for that kind of thing, I would really be glad if you guys can show me those that actually work, because I tried everything and I could not download San Andreas or GTA 3 or whatever. I could not do it. Dead Space Mobile either, which kind of sucks, because playing a Dead Space game on the PS Vita would have been cool. Another cool gimmick is the fact that you can actually download. Wait. Oh my god. Wait. No. Yamada. Oh my god. You can actually download Adrenaline, which is basically the PSP. Basically a PSP on the Vita, pretty much. Like, you can make this console either a PS Vita console, you can make it as a PSP console, you can even make it as a Nintendo console. Don't sue me, Nintendo. Fuck. As you guys can see, I downloaded a lot of games like PS1 games, PSP games, like, Jesus Christ, like, I mostly use the Vita for more PSP games that I haven't gotten the chance to play. And yeah, as you guys can see, like, a lot of crazy games: Daxter, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, Tekken Dark Resurrection, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and many others. Need for Speed Carbon, Liberty City Stories, and Vice City Stories, which is a game I actually wanted to try out for a long time. but never got a chance to play it. But since I have it now on the PS Vita, I can play it whenever I want or wherever I want. And the battery life for the Vita is insane. Like, it can actually last for a whole day or 2 days max. I don't know, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, and of course, there's also the like I said, the Nintendo stuff. I downloaded it, like the Nintendo 64 and GBA. Of course, you can also play SNES, Super Entertainment and Super Nintendo Entertainment System games as well. But I haven't figured out quite yet how to make them functional, how to play them on the system. The GBA emulator for the Vita is fine, but it's not perfect. Like, sometimes it drops its frames a lot. I don't know, maybe maybe I need to do something with the settings. If anyone has also YouTube tutorials about the GBA emulator on the Vita, how to fix it, how to fix the frame rate, I would really appreciate it. So you can play like Game Boy Advance games on my Vita properly. And of course, there's the Nintendo 64 emulator as well. I haven't played a lot of games. I only played like Mario 64, but I haven't played other games on the emulator yet. But overall, I really enjoyed this console. Of course, there's also the PKG app that lets you kind of like, quote unquote, buy or download games for the Vita, for the PSP, for the PS1, and you can also download some demos. Since I cannot enter the PlayStation Store on the Vita, since with the whole QR code bullshit on the Vita, on the recent PlayStation 3 and PS Vita consoles, I don't want to like frustrate myself to download a QR code or whatever, like just to get inside the PS Store or get my PlayStation Network account through the Vita. Oh my god, I accidentally turned it off. But overall, I enjoyed the system. I still haven't figured out how to make some of the games work better. Like, for example, God of War 3 or God of War 2. If you guys don't know, I bought the God of War collection. And God of War 1 works really well on the Vita. But the God of War 2 has like very bad frame rate for some reason. And I know it's a bigger game than God of War 1. But God of War 2, I think it should have worked as well as God of War 1, but for some reason it doesn't. So I know there's a way to fix that, but I haven't found a way to fix it yet. Like I said, I need to find like a lot of tutorials or whatever to make some of the games on the Vita work properly. Like, there's also the the Amazing Spider-Man game that also has like very iffy frame rate. Jak and Daxter trilogy doesn't work really well on the Vita. And also the Ratchet and Clank trilogy also is not a very good Vita port. Like, a lot of Vita ports are hits and misses. Like, a lot of them are hits, but some of them are just not worth it. Like, for example, Ratchet and Clank collection, I highly recommend buying the PS3 collection, since that collection works better than on the Vita. On the Vita, I noticed a lot of things that a lot of people probably are missing from that system. And it's the fact that, for example, Ratchet and Clank 3 does not work on the Vita. It always like automatically turns itself off the game and says error, we cannot play the game. Ratchet and Clank 1 has like audio issues, especially with the soundtrack. Sometimes the music does not even play at times. The music always puts on a repeat. It doesn't change the music, especially they enter the different areas they enter on the planet. Which is a staple for Ratchet and Clank series, where it changes the music in different areas you enter in each planet. And for Ratchet and Clank 2, like, I feel like Ratchet and Clank 2 was the only I'm gonna turn it off really quick. I feel like Ratchet & Clank 2 was the only Ratchet & Clank game that worked properly. The only issue I found about Ratchet & Clank going commando on the Vita was the fact that the health bar was just like blinking in and out for whatever reason, even though it's not supposed to. But overall, Ratchet & Clank going commando is the only functional Ratchet & Clank trilogy game on the Vita. While Ratchet & Clank 1 has audio issues, and Ratchet & Clank 3 is not even playable for whatever reason. Some people say I might do something wrong or whatever, but if I want to play Ratchet & Clank on the go, I'd rather play the Size Matters, even though it's not the best Ratchet & Clank game, if I'm being completely honest, but I have played worse. But the Ratchet & Clank Size Matters was revolutionary for a PSP because it was a Ratchet & Clank game you could play on the go, and I respect it for what they tried to do. My experience with the Vita for many months is just pure fun, man. Like sometimes when I like watch a Simo video about him doing like the masochist duels or whatever, I honestly just don't watch the video. I just listen through the audio what he's doing. But at the same time, I just pick up my PS Vita and play Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Tag Force, for example, because I prefer old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Rather than modern Yu-Gi-Oh! As you guys saw in one of my community tabs, one of my community messages, I said I went to another gold format match and actually got my first ever third place with using a Blue Eyes deck. It's not the best Blue Eyes deck, but it's something, honestly. Like I had to buy, I saw what I tried to do. I had to buy some cards as well to give me an advantage. And I was surprised I got the third place because I was playing against, like, every goddamn player was just like, oh yeah, we have Chaos cards, and somehow I beat 2 Chaos players. I lost to non-Chaos player who actually played, like, Earth-type monsters, and it was crazy. But yeah, I had fun, like, meeting people in real life that enjoy gold format duels, and it's just pure fun, I'm not gonna lie, and I just enjoy old school Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't have a lot of friends in real life, in reality, that can actually, like, we can play some gold format duels without paying for the tournament. We could just go somewhere, I don't know, my house or something, or maybe like a gaming cafe. We could just use a table and just play for pure fun purposes the old school Yu-Gi-Oh! But that's just me, of course, but I'm getting off topic here. But yeah, PS Vita, man, like PS Vita is just like one of the best handheld consoles I have ever gotten and played, and I prefer the PS Vita more than I prefer the Nintendo Switch. Like, I'm not saying Nintendo Switch is a bad console. Like, Nintendo Switch has games you can you cannot play in any other places. Basically it's a good console for those who cannot afford like a PS4 or PS5 or Xbox One or Xbox Series X. It's a pretty good console, but my problem with the Nintendo Switch is how big it is. Like, I think the console is just way too big for my hands, and sometimes when I think of a handheld console, especially when I go to places like a clothing store or whatever, or waiting for my parents or my sister when they're doing shopping, I just pick up, get my PS Vita out of my pocket, or my, what was it, my bag, and then just pull it out, play some games, and then I turn off pause the game, turn off the console on sleep mode, and then I put the console back in and we continue walking. Like, I just feel like this feels like an actual handheld console, while the Nintendo Switch feels like I'm carrying a brick. Of course, people might argue, why didn't you just buy a Nintendo Switch Lite? And I think that's not a very good investment, since for one, it's like doing two of the same consoles at the same time, and two is the fact that I feel like PS Vita has games that you cannot get on the Switch, and I feel like the replayability for a lot of the games that PS Vita has is more fun than on the Nintendo Switch. That's my personal opinion, of course, but I just feel like some games are more comfortable to play on the Vita than on the Nintendo Switch. Like, for example, first-person shooters. It's just like it's a smaller console, and it doesn't feel like you're struggling with the analog sticks just to like shoot something. Well, on the Nintendo Switch, on handheld mode, like playing games like Doom, it's a pain in the ass. Of course, the PS Vita is not perfect. I played Duke Nukem 3D, and it's like, man, I sometimes am struggling to aim at times, but at the same time, it's not that bad. Like, Killzone Mercenary I think, is one of my personal favorite first-person shooters. If there are PSP for FPS games you guys want me to recommend, I would really gladly download them on my Vita, because like I said, there are so many PS Vita games PSP games I haven't gotten a chance to play. Even though I have a PSP, I prefer playing on the PS Vita, because some PSP games are better played on the PS Vita, because you can actually put it on the settings. I'm going to show you an example. For example, I'm going to show you an example real quick. I'm going to go to Adrenaline app. I'm gonna go to Adrenaline app, and yeah, I'm gonna go to Adrenaline app. So we're gonna go to like Adrenaline app. Jesus Christ, I can't speak today. I'm sorry. Okay, what is the best game? Okay, Resistance Retribution. Okay, we're gonna Resistance Retribution. I actually really enjoy Resistance Retribution. I'm gonna turn on Resistance. I'm gonna put on Resistance Retribution. Oh my god, I hate the fact that you cannot skip these cutscenes. Come on, man. Oh my god. So Resistance Retribution is turning off. As you guys can see, I'm playing the game. It's loading. Yeah, okay. Campaign. Campaign. Continue. I hate the fact that you cannot skip cutscenes. Oh my god. Okay, oh yeah, you can skip cutscenes. You just you have to press square. Okay. Alright. Okay, here is Resistance Retribution. If you guys don't know, you have to use like the face buttons to shoot, but when you hold the home button that's located here, you're gonna go to settings and open official settings, as you guys can see, and you can actually like right stick, as you guys can see, right stick. So I'm gonna press the right stick and choose the face buttons. Okay, I chose the face buttons, and okay, it shows me range combat. So I'm not gonna fully play the game. As you guys see, I'm being fired upon, but I can use my left analog stick to aim, which is much easier than using the face buttons, because it's more proper way to like aim. So I'm gonna pause the game, and I think that's a neat feature for the PS Vita, especially if you play like PSP games. And the PS Vita is also really good for playing PlayStation 1 games, more specifically games that require R2 and L2 buttons. You can use your, like if you guys don't see, you can use these like at the back of the console. There's like the touchscreen functionality as well in a way, but it's really sensitive, so I highly recommend being careful how but it's really good, especially playing games like Metal Gear Solid, for example, that needs to have L2 and R2 buttons to play the games, because with L2 and R2 you can actually select the guns or items you need for the game, for the specific missions and stuff like that. Like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect to play PS1 games on the Vita, because I prefer playing it on the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2, because with an actual controller it's more comfortable that way. Of course, you can actually add the actual controller. You can actually like I don't know if it works for the PlayStation 3, but you can actually connect your PlayStation controller on your Vita. But at the same time, I don't know if it works like that or not, but I haven't tried it, but since I don't have a PS4 or a PS4 controller, so yeah. But PS Vita is also really good, because if you guys own a PS4, you can actually play PS4 games on the Vita as well, but like I said, that depends on you, because I don't have a PS4, but I'm just happy to play games I never got the chance to play during my old times on the Vita, like the PSP games, PS1 games, PS Vita games. Like, a lot of PS Vita games have a lot of replayability as well. Like, I haven't touched a lot of PS Vita games. I'm also been playing nothing but Tetris and Digimon Cyber Sleuth, and that's about it. Like, I played Rayman as well. I played the Need for Speed Most Wanted. I also played Wipeout, Killzone Mercenary, Uncharted Golden Abyss. I also enjoyed Gravity Rush, but I haven't continued playing that game for some reason, but I honestly think I should. But PS Vita is such a fun console, and if you guys want to have a good handheld gaming experience, I really recommend getting the PS Vita if you guys can afford it, of course, because PS Vita is not a very cheap console either. Mostly you can buy a PS Vita at places like Japan or USA, but that's about it. Of course, you can actually buy PS Vitas in retro gaming stores, but that depends on what country you live in. I bought this PS Vita at Germany, and I was surprised they actually sold a PS Vita there. But I'm just happy that I got this console, because PS Vita is a console I've been pining for years, and I never got the chance to get it because I wanted to save money to buy it through online. I wanted to buy the blue version of the Vita through all the way from Japan. I actually bought it once, but it never arrived. Thankfully, people in Japan actually gave the seller who was on eBay actually gave my money back because the console never arrived, which I'm very thankful for. And yeah, it really sucks that I didn't get a PS Vita from Japan, but I'm glad that now I own an official PS Vita for myself. It's a used console, of course, but you cannot buy a brand new PS Vita unless you are very desperate to do so, because those things are going to be more pricey than you think. But yeah, PS Vita is such an amazing console. I got the 2000 version. One funny thing about my PS Vita purchase is the fact that the seller thought about the original PS Vita, the OLED version, the original PS Vita, and he gave me the original the cable for the Vita, but he was apologizing. And I told him that this is not the cable, and I asked him if he does not have other cables, and he's like no. And then he actually gave me money back for the cable, because as an apology for messing up, and I think that's really cool. I don't think people in Latvia do that, which kind of sucks. But I'm just glad that the store owner actually gave my money back, and I used that money to buy a PS Vita game, because what's the point of a PS Vita if you cannot play any games? Yeah, I also have a PS Vita cartridge game. The only game I have will probably own is Dragon's Crown. That was the cheapest option, but I actually really enjoyed Dragon's Crown. Another fun PS Vita game. I know Dragon's Crown was also on the PS3, but I haven't seen a copy of it. I might be wrong, but yeah, but when I played Dragon's Crown, I was like, yeah, the developers knew exactly what they were doing, especially with the female characters. But yeah, it's a Japanese game, so what do you expect? But overall, PS Vita is such an amazing console, and I'm gonna end it here. I just don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Fucking camera focus. I'm sorry, camera is not focusing today. The lighting always keeps changing outside because it's spring, so I hope you guys understand. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. What do you guys think of the PS Vita? Is it an amazing console for you guys, or do you want to get a PS Vita? For me, I highly recommend getting a PS Vita if you guys want to, especially if you want to jailbreak it, because once you jailbreak it, it's one of the best handheld gaming experiences you could ever have. So yeah, this is Asylum117 signing off.